Welcome to our Dogsy. Discover everything you need to know about dogs and more. Our goal is to help you become the best friend and understand your furry companion on a deeper level. We provide information based on current research and the experience of seasoned dog owners. If you'd like to support our channel and help us create new videos, you can make a donation through the link in the description.
Introducing a second dog, dog owners know that ya can't just settle for one furry friend. After a year or maybe even sooner after getting the first pup, the voices in your head start insistently suggesting getting the second one. If you can't resist those voices, here's a guide on how to introduce your old buddy to the newcomer without traumatizing their minds or bodies. If you want to increase the chances of a friendly bond between your existing and new dog, ya can consider the so-called gender rule. According to this rule, it's more likely for a female and male dog to get along. However, introducing two males is also possible, as they might find common ground. The riskiest endeavor is to introduce two females, but that doesn't mean they'll immediately start a fight. It might just be trickier to make them friends. But it ain't impossible. It depends on their individual temperaments. Don't think ya can simply introduce em by saying, "Samantha, meet Jake. He'll be living with us." No one was expecting any new Jakes competing for the attention of their beloved dad. So don't invite the new dog into your home right away. Hand him the keys to the food drawer or cover the double bed with fancy rose petals. The introduction should take place outside, where your existing dog can adjust to the newcomer more easily, since there ain't no need to worry about preserving food bowls, toys, or the cat's safety. By the way, on the day of the introduction, make sure to properly air out your existing dog. Let him have a good long walk, take care of business, and get tired. It's helpful to prevent him from creating puddles on the hardwood floor and getting into quarrels with the newcomer out of nervousness. The new dog should also take care of any excess fluids in their system before meeting the neighbor. You'll have enough on your plate that day without running around with pea-soaked rags. A few hours after the introduction, it's a good idea to take them all out for a walk again. After all, nerves and incontinence ain't pleasant. At the first encounter on the streets, the main task of a multi-dog owner is to establish peaceful coexistence between the two canines. Both should be fed and praised for even the slightest glimmer of friendliness or at least indifference towards each other. Treat them with goodies while walking together, so they understand that when they're side by side and not growling, it's a celebration. It's advisable to have an assistant who will lead the new dog during the introduction. If either of them has a history of strong zoological aggression, a few joint walks with a mobile buffet might be necessary. But usually, one session of abundant praise and food will do the trick. Meanwhile, ya also gotta prepare the apartment for the painless settlement of the new tenant. The place for the new dog water, toy box, should be set up far away from the belongings of your native pup. Your old buddy shouldn't sense any domestic changes. Don't mess with rearranging their bed or moving their food and water. Extra stress from changes ain't gonna help them adjust. Hide away their most beloved toys and chewies temporarily to reduce any reasons for the native dog to attack the newcomer. However, be prepared that the seasoned pooch might start gardens their treasures and tell the new dog that touching GM is off limits. Don't scold him for it, but gently intervene to prevent him from getting into a physical scuffle. In moments when no one's acting up, don't forget to show love and reward them all. Don't let the dogs control strategic territories in the apartment. The kitchen threshold and entrance doors are unnecessary triggers for a fight, and nobody needs that. To better manage the situation, don't take off the dog's leashes at home. This'll help ya separate em gracefully if a fight is brewing or one of the dogs insistently calls for hanging out while the other ain't interested. If ya try to do this without leashes, they might accidentally devour em. Plus, if ya wave your arms around these already excited animals, they might think you're playing too, or worse. Signaling, "Let's beat up the newcomer together." Creating a warm and friendly atmosphere involves feeding the dogs breakfast and dinner, not from their bowls but from your hands, right next to each other. This way, you can see which distance is most comfortable for them and where to start the bonding. As for water, place additional bowls in unconventional spots. There's a good chance your native dog will also guard their watering spot from the newcomer. For the first period, don't approach the freshly acquired dog with chatter and caresses. Let them get used to the surroundings and come to you for attention on their own. Your native dog might lie by your feet and give a suspicious stare during this adjustment phase. You can carefully move away from M and approach the new dog, observing how they both behave. At the same time, don't deny affection to your native dog. They need reassurance that they're loved and won't be replaced just because the new dog is more likable. Pick up your furry friend, kiss them, and show them some lovin'. The integration process will be smoother if you bring in a puppy instead of an adult dog. Puppers are a flexible bunch. They adapt quickly and tend to listen to their elders. The previously described introduction rules work just as well here. The only exception might be if the young dog is still under quarantine after vaccinations. In this case, introducing the two on the streets should be more cautious. Keep the little one on your arms for most of the walk. Let him out in decent places free of suspicious unknown dogs. Alternatively, you can introduce M not on the streets, but in another neutral territory, at a friend's place, the office, or a cafe. Most of the time, the native dog gets used to the new pack member pretty quickly, whether it's an adult dog or a pup. During the initial period, it might be a bit nerve-wracking to leave them alone in the apartment. The last thing you want is to come back from work to two chewed-up critters. While their confidence in peaceful coexistence is still weak, you can leave the little fur babies in separate rooms. But it's better to switch them places periodically so that none of them decides to guard their room from the neighbor. Plus, they'll get used to each other's scent quicker this way. When Mama and Pop notice that even conflict situations are resolved without fights, it means they can safely be left without parental supervision. Minor squabbles, but not fights between them, may arise, and that's normal for any family. It's essential for the owners not to forget to praise both of M during moments of bliss, occasionally feed an EM with both hands to prevent conflicts, and keeping an eye on them so that they all adhere to the rules of doggy cohabitation. And the new dog will soon become a part of the family, loved just like the rest,